Happening right now, the courtroom in Lower Manhattan is packed for one of the most important days in the Trump trial. 6+ weeks of testimony, the controversy, the spectacle, all appears to be nearing an end.
Right now, the defense team and the prosecution are making closing arguments. After that, the case will go to the hands of the jury.
These are not just closing arguments, though. These are expected to be long. Eyewitness News reporter Lindsay Tuchman is live in Lower Manhattan with what's going on in court. And Lindsay, are they in for the week for these closing arguments? What's going on?
Well, Sam, Mike, Michelle, we will see. It really is a big day here in Lower Manhattan. The barricades are up. Trump supporters are gathered outside, and the courtroom inside is packed as the defense and the prosecution get their final chance to convince the jury that there is or isn't enough evidence to make a really momentous decision whether or not to convict the former president. Now, former President Donald Trump did arrive, as he usually does, early this morning, and today he had his largest family showing we've seen since the trial began. That includes his sons Eric and Don Jr., his daughter-in-law Lara Trump, and for the first time his daughter Tiffany and her husband. Notably absent today, though, and throughout the trial is his other daughter Ivanka. Notably present in the courtroom today, though, is Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. Now, as the jury entered this morning, we're told that usually when they come in, when they pass the former president, they usually look away or look down. But today, some of them actually looked at Trump, with one of the jurors appearing to flash a closed-mouth smile in his direction. And indeed, today is historic for many reasons. Closing arguments are underway right now in this criminal trial against the former president for the alleged hush money payments to porn star Stormy Daniels. We saw 22 witnesses take the stand over the past 4 weeks, and now the prosecution will have to convince the jury beyond a reasonable doubt that Trump knowingly falsified business records to keep the story under wraps ahead of the 2016 election. Now, the defense starts the close today, where we anticipate lawyers will seek to sow doubt in the minds of the juries as to the validity of the evidence, namely the validity of the testimony of Trump's former lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen. Here's what the former president had to say as he entered the courtroom.
This is a dark day in America. We have a rigged court case that should have never been brought, and it should have been brought in another jurisdiction. As you know, we asked for that, and the judge never allows us anything. And just to end, we had an election expert who was going to say everything was perfect. The FEC did nothing. It was fine. And we had a lot of other people. I could give you a list of 40 people that would say the exact same thing as these people said. So thank you all very much. We'll see how it goes. This is a very dangerous day for America. It's a very sad day.
Now, Trump's attorneys say they plan a 2.5-hour close, while the prosecution expects a 4 to 4.5-hour close. Judge Juan Merchan is saying, though, that he wants to get this wrapped up by today and is willing to ask the jury to stay late if they have to make sure that happens. If it does, that means jury deliberations could begin as soon as tomorrow morning. Now, also of note happening today, in about 15 minutes from now, we just learned that the Biden-Harris campaign will be holding a news conference right here outside the courthouse, where there will be, quote, special guests present. Guys?
That's interesting. We see the podium set up there, and of course we'll monitor that throughout the hour. Lindsay, thank you.